Friends, I approach you today with the utmost regret and satisfaction. Regret in that today will be my official resignation from the practices that we, as a team, have cultivated and turned into an art form over the years, and satisfaction in the knowledge that we have made a positive impact on this world. As a child, I had a profound fascination with the popular folk hero, Robin Hood. I'm sure you are all familiar with the story. In the earliest adaptations, Robin Hood is a common man just like you and I were. Unhappy with the social hierarchy at the time, Robin Hood sought change. However, with a cold-hearted king, change was hard to come by. Therefore, Robin Hood took matters into his own hands. Recruiting a group of fellow outlaws known as his merry men, Robin Hood sought social change through a rather simple concept: stealing from the rich and giving to the poor. Now, as a young man entering the prime of his life, this concept seemed far-fetched and outlandish. For one, I did not own a green pair of tights. And for two, I had no reason to steal, let alone steal to give back. I had a 9-to-5 job working for Metalski Incorporated, making a decent salary for a man of my age. Then came that fateful day in the spring of 18. My lifetime friend, Chad Chapman, who is currently sitting amongst you, was in a tight situation. His sister Tiffany was diagnosed with a deadly brain tumor. Luckily, the doctors caught it in the early stages. However, they needed to operate within 7 days of the diagnosis before the tumor spread. Unfortunately, Chad, who was her legal guardian at the time, needed to come up with $250,000 as a down payment before the operation. He had no insurance, and $250,000 was more than both of our salaries combined. So what could we do? What else was there to do? Then it hit me. Let's pull the perfect heist. My boss at the time and CEO of Metalski Incorporated, Ronnie Metalski, was a pompous and insensitive man who cared more about his money than anything else, and boy did he let people know it. He always boasted of the $50 million he kept in his safe at home, and constantly reminded his workers that they'd be lucky to make a fraction of that amount. Though some may have viewed him as a self-indulgent jerk, I viewed him as something more valuable: the perfect target. The plan was a simple in-and-out job. Have Chad disable the alarms with his tech-savvy skills, and I would go in, pick the lock to his safe, and take what we needed. Simple, right? Well, the plan ended up failing miserably. Chad was able to take out the alarm system, but I failed at my part. Unable to pick the lock, we left the house empty-handed, and surely enough, Tiffany later passed away. Though our first job ended in failure, the idea of taking from the rich and giving to the poor evolved from there. Currently, our organization has over 20 teams, consisting of 5 members each, my merry men, if you will, that are spread across America. Through innovative plans, and tactics, millions of dollars have been taken and redistributed to a variety of causes and philanthropic organizations. It goes without saying that business was, and still is, a booming. Now, with all this success, one may ask, why am I stepping down? Well, the answer to that is rather simple. I am tired and in need for an extended mental hiatus to reflect upon all that I have done, both good and bad. Over the past 25 years, we, have made some rash decisions. However, I am here to tell you that's okay. I am a firm believer in the idea of the greater good. And if the only way to achieve that greater good is through theft and trickery, then so be it. I'm here to tell you, don't ever let the thought of the consequences get in the way of what you know is correct. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm surely going to hell. That's my consequence. I've been the mastermind behind more thefts than one can even imagine. There's no doubt about it. If God Almighty gave Moses only 9 commandments, then maybe, just maybe, I would have a more promising and wholesome future. However, if hell's the price to pay for putting food in the stomach of a hungry child, providing a simple pill to cure a deadly disease, or giving a homeless man some shelter on a cold winter's night, then, my friends, to hell with you all.